Why Wuthering Waves should have kept 16 plus age rating, bracket censorship drama. I'll be real, I think all gacha games should at least be 16 plus anyway for monetization reasons and predatory practices, anything like that. Even games like Fortnite, right? I think all gacha games that have a premium currency, limited time banners, anything like this that engage in FOMO and predatory practices like that should be at least 16 plus. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion, but we're going to take a look at what Glaive has to say. It's been a while since I reacted to a Glaive video about his take on the censorship drama.
The thing everyone is losing their minds over in Wuthering Waves, this whole censorship scandal isn't about shackling creativity at all. What if it's actually a quiet signal that something deeper, something organic might be coming our way? We have got this image of gacha games burned into our heads, right? Shiny anime PNGs, a dopamine hit from pulling your waifus or husbandos, and a wallet that is crying harder than a main protagonist in an episode 12 of an anime. But what if a little age rating bump could flip that script? Could it mean stories that don't just tug at our heartstrings but actually leave a mark? One that makes us think about the world, about loss, about what it means to fight for something. Yeah, I know. It sounds like I'm reaching here, but hear me out. Thank you for ldshop.gg for sponsoring this video, where you can get Lunite and other in-game purchases.
Oh my god, ldshop.gg.
At a discount starting from 10% off. I personally got the Lunite subscription and the premium battle pass using LD Shop, and the process was really smooth. Not only is LD Shop safe and legit, but they also have tons of 5-star reviews on Trustpilot, so you know you're in good hands. How do you top up?
Bro has a 1-minute sponsor. That's crazy work.
Into the video. In early April 2025, April 9 to be exact, the game's Google Play Store rating jumped from 12 plus to 16 plus. No warning, no fanfare, just a quiet update that lit a match under the community. And by the next day, Twitter, Reddit, and Discord were flooded with posts. And it wasn't just idle chatter, players were dissecting every pixel. And the big flashpoint, Cantarella. The game's newest character got a wardrobe tweak.
Cantarella and Fleur-de-Lis. Okay, let's not forget Fleur-de-Lis.
In my opinion, the outfit is still pretty revealing, but a little detail got tweaked, and that's it. If you squint at before and afters, it's not exactly a nun's habit, right?
Listen, I'm not gonna have this debate again. People say, oh, it is a camel toe. Oh, it isn't a camel toe. Do you know what I think? I don't care if it is or it isn't. It looks like it. And that was the problem. It just looks like it. That's all it doesn't matter if it is or isn't. It just looks like one. And that's the problem.
It's not like she's innocent all of a sudden. Still, it was enough to spark a firestorm. And here's the kicker. Kuro Games hasn't dropped a single clear word about why the rating changed. No blog posts, no dev streams, nothing. And the time—
I don't think they should have had to either. I don't think they should have had to, because it wasn't 16 for everywhere. That's an important piece of information. It was still 12 plus in some countries, and some was 16. On the App Store on iPhones, it was 12, but it was very country to country depending on like what it was.
Timeline is wild too. April 9, the rating shifts, right? April 10 and 11 is like the fandom split into subgroups of the Kurobot tribe. The community's got no solid answers, and that vacuum is fueling the chaos. Now, I'm not here to fan the flames just yet. I want us grounded before we start poking at what this all means. The facts are simple. The rating is 16 plus now. One character's design got a minor edit, and Kuro is staying quieter than your dad leaving to buy milk. But the question remains, why is everyone so mad? And is there more to this than meets the eye? Why is this game catching so much heat when it's not even the worst fan service in the genre? The age rating systems for these games feel like it was drawn out of a hat, and Wuthering Waves seems to be stuck holding the short straw. Let's take Nikke for example. That game's got character designs that make you wonder if the camera angle is the real protagonist.
I genuinely wonder if it's because Wuthering Waves is like fully 3D and fully explorable, and at this point wuwa is the bigger game than Nikke, right? So it has more attention. Like it makes you wonder. Like we'd all like to know the reason. Obviously a lot of people are going to claim, oh, it's the Hoyo Shields, but we'll all see, right?
Yet it is chilling at a 12 plus rating on Google Play, or even Brown Dust 2, where some character outfits are basically a suggestion rather than clothing, and it is still 12 plus, no questions asked. And then you've got Wuthering Waves, where the design are, let's be real, pretty tame in comparison. Cantarella's tweak was literally just a line, not exactly a leap to Purity Town, is it? So why is it slapped with a 16 plus rating when others skate by? Nikke is out here with jiggle physics that could cause earthquakes, but Wuthering Waves get the side-eye. I mean, come on bro, the double standard is glaring. I'm not saying Kuro Games is a victim here, but the math ain't mathing. If suggestive content is the issue, then why aren't the usual suspects getting the same treatment? It feels like Wuthering Waves is being held to a rule book nobody else has to read. Now I get it, ratings aren't just—
It could also be self-inflicted by Kuro too, right? Like there are so many reasons and explanations for this to be the case that we don't know the answer. There's been lots of theories that have been floating around, like a lot of theories
about outfits. There's a bigger picture.
Fan service centered games are always with a smaller player base in comparison to something like wuwa. Yeah, wuwa is pretty big, so I understand. Yeah, wuwa is the much bigger game than like Nikkei, Snowbreak, like any of these Girls for Line 2, any of these other like bigger games. Even then, games like Snowbreak still got hit with censorship.
Here, and I think we're missing it by hyper focusing on this one change. Gacha games at its core have a mechanic that has been raising eyebrows for years. And it's not just about cleavage or story beats. It is about that sweet addictive pull system. You know the drill. Drop some cash, roll the dice, and pray that you snag that shiny new character. Except unlike an actual casino where you might walk away with a few bucks, all you're getting here is a digital sticker, a PNG of an anime character that to anyone outside our bubble is about as valuable as a screenshot of somebody else's NFT profile picture. Wuthering Waves runs on this system, just like every other gacha game. You spend, you pull. You either flex your new unit or cry over your 20th duplicate of Staff of Homa.
I don't want to have, here we go! Please, Staff of Homa! Please! I just want one, bro. I just want one. Please, God, just give me one. One step over, man.
This is like the gacha legendary books. This right here is the gacha legend. It's just like part of the museum of things to happen in the EN gacha space. This is like gotta be top 3 moments. This is gotta be top 3 moments of all time. Like, yeah, Tecto Wahaha. Fucking homeless.
Make content for my boys. Yeah.
Yep.
It's so good. It's so good. Crazy. This was nuts moment, bro. This is insane.
It's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Yup.
And yet, this genre raked in $17 billion in 2024. Billion with a B. That is not pocket change, my guy. That is a global obsession. But here's the wild part. Games like Nikkei and Genshin Impact with the exact same gambling DNA are sitting pretty at 12+ ratings. Nobody bats an eye. We are cool with kids blowing their parents' money on virtual slot machines. But a slightly less spicy outfit? Oh no, that's where we draw the line. The sarcasm is thick, but the point holds, right? Why is Wuthering Waves getting dragged for a rating hike when the real questionable stuff, microtransactions dressed up as gameplay, is standard across the board? And I'm not here to preach that gacha is evil or anything. We all play these games. We know the thrill of a lucky pull. But if we're gonna talk about what's appropriate for players, maybe the conversation should start with systems that have us chasing pixels with real money, not with whether a character's outfit passes the morality.
I mean, you could all thank the EU for implementing new regulations, which means you'll be able to see the actual dollar value for the pulls that you will be pulling for. I mean, that's a positive change.
Test. But honestly, the rating drama feels like a distraction when you step back and look at it. Are we making a mountain out of a molehill? I mean, the fandom is acting like Kuro Games burned their entire vision to the ground. But when you squint at what is actually
WEU,
it's kind of a nothing.
Huge EU moment.
Feels like it's running on fumes. Lots of heat, not much substance. I mean, look at what we're actually dealing with here. One character, Cantarella, got a slight wardrobe adjustment. We're talking a bit more fabric, not a full-on redesign that strips her vibe. There is no sign of the story getting gutted, no gameplay systems being flipped upside down, nothing that screams the game.
Why does wuwa want a 12 rating anyway? Think about it. Why would any game want a low age rating as possible so they could appeal to more people? Why? More potential revenue. That's literally it. That's why it's kind of shitty, right? Aiming for kids. Exactly. It's wider net. A wider net to cast for more money.
Love this dead. Oh, the game is going to EOS in 3.
I think we are reaching the gacha EOS in EU soon enough. It's not going to be EOS. None of the gachas are going to stop, existing inside the EU at all. It's just going to change the way that they advertise their top-up systems. That's it. You'll be able to see dollar equivalents for pulls, and that's really how it will be. And the EU will be like, okay, thumbs up, and that'll be it. It's literally it's not a huge thing. It's not a huge thing, but that's gonna be what's gonna happen.
months. What? Yet the community is split like your mom's legs on my bed last week. Some folks are straight up apocalyptic. The death of creativity, they said. Like Kuro is torching their own art. But others, they're already dreaming of what a higher rating could bring, tossing around ideas about grittier plots or bolder stakes. It must be confusing.
Blood. We can actually see like real blood. Not real, obviously, you know what I mean. Like a bit more darker. Like all of us really wanted Wuthering Waves to have this darker vibe, this darker story, more gritty, tragic plots. We all want to see that happen. And I think with a 12+ rating, that would be kind of a stretch to do. But here we are.
For casual players to be in these spaces, right? But here's my take. The backlash is loud because we're filling in the blanks ourselves. Without Kuro saying anything, it is easy to assume the worst. CCP meddling, a sanitized future, you name it. But based on what we know, it is a minor tweak, not a declaration. And those players that are hoping for a better story, they might be onto something. What if we're so busy raging that we're missing a chance for Wuthering Waves to actually skyrocket in terms of quality? Have you been asking, like, what is this 16+ rating actually good for? Now, I'm not gonna lie, part of me gets why fans are side-eyeing it, right? But hear me out. This could be Wuthering Waves' shot to break out of the gacha mode and deliver a story that doesn't just dazzle us with pretty visuals, but actually leaves us shook. The game has already got this haunting post-apocalyptic vibes, ruined cities, a world clawing back from the brink in the earlier patches. A 16+ rating isn't just a number here, it's a green light to lean into that darkness, to tell stories that don't pull punches. I mean, think about what this could mean. Moral gray zones where your choices make you.
Very true. Very true. That's what we want. The dark. We want the gritty. I want the evil. I want everything. Bro, I'm a sucker for like psychological thrillers and dark themes. It's what I love the most. I want that in a gacha, but that's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. Like I want it so bad, but we just know that none of these companies are ever gonna have the balls to fucking do it. Why? Because that's less revenue. It's just less revenue.
Question yourself. Society's crumbling under their own weight, not just because a big bad showed up, characters who don't always make it to the credits, if you know what I mean. Not for cheap shock, but to show what is really at stake. Wuthering Waves has the bones for this. Its lore already hints at loss and grit. A higher rating could let Kuro flesh that out, maybe even tackle war or betrayal. If 16+ means that we get a story that doesn't baby us, I am all in for that. Now let's look at the game that has already walked this path. Limbus Company. It is rated 18+.
Limbussy Company. Yo, shout out to the Limbussy enjoyers. Shout out to the fucking Limbussy enjoyers. Holy shit.
And their players love this game, not just for the waifus, but for its story. Reddit threads with thousands of upvotes call it the gold standard. Characters die, choices hurt, and the world is this brutal, twisted place where hope is earned, not handed out.
Also, I didn't realize it was 18+. I did not realize it was 18+. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Like, maybe I should go back and play Limbus at some point. I've got so many games I gotta play. Holy fuck.
Go! You're just dead weight!
Grim for grim's sake. Those characters grow, they break, they rebuild, and it feels real. Wuthering Waves doesn't need to go full 18+, but even at 16+, it could borrow that playbook. Compare that to something like Genshin Impact, which, let's be honest, its 12+ rating keeps it tethered to heroes save the day vibes. I'm on repeating everything that is happening. Power of friendship prevails. Sometimes the stakes are high, but the good guys always pull through with a sparky cutscene. Wuthering Waves could ditch that entire safety net. The potential is already there, and that is exciting. Give me a wuwa story where I can cry for real, not just because I lost the 50-50 to yet another Ling Yang. But of course, it's not all rosy. A higher rating doesn't promise death. Some games could slap on more fan service and call it mature. And yeah, I get that Kuro could fumble this entirely. Not everyone is buying the optimism, and they have got reasons worth hearing out. If we're gonna talk about this and see the big picture, we need to wrestle with the skepticism, not just brush it off. Now, first up, there's this big fear that this rating change isn't about freeing up creativity, it is about slapping handcuffs on it. A lot of fans are side-eyeing Kuro games, convincing they're bowing to Chinese regulations. CCP's got Kuro on a leash. It is not a crazy thought, I get it. China's content laws are no joke.
Again, it's a theory, it's a game theory, but is it a truth? I don't know.
Kuro's been savvy about balancing markets before. I mean, look at their track record with punishing Grey Raven. China got stricter edits, sure, but global players still had their share of bold designs and themes. There's
True.
no hard proof the 16+ rating is a smokescreen for censorship. It could just as easily be Kuro signaling that they're ready to push boundaries in a way China's rules don't dictate. I mean, a post-apocalyptic world doesn't exactly scream play it safe, am I right? Maybe we're jumping to doomsday when we should be waiting for the next patch notes. And there is this thing of unmet expectations. Wuthering Waves was hyped up as the new kid who would shake up the gacha scene, a Genshin killer, not just another clone.
Genshin killed itself. I think we could all agree at this point that it wasn't Wuthering Waves that killed Genshin. Genshin just murdered itself in broad daylight with like a blunt knife. Like a blunt knife. And Wuthering Waves is there to pick up the people who left. That's what it is. Genshin did it to itself with a blunt butter knife. And then those who left who wanted something more came to wuwa. It wasn't wuwa that killed Genshin. Genshin is killing itself slowly over time.
Clone of sparkly heroes and cookie cutter plots. Fans wanted grit, designs with teeth, or in this case, I guess designs with tongue, am I right? Themes that lean into the game's end of the world aesthetic. And now some are grumbling that Kuro is going soft, and this rating bump feels like a step toward Genshin 2.0 instead of something fresh. But playing it safe doesn't mean boring. A 16+ rating isn't a promise of bland. It's a chance to carve out a niche that is less about chasing Genshin's rainbow and friendship vibe, and more about leaning into wuwa's darker roots. Kuro has shown that they can weave lore that is heavy. Just look at punishing Grey Raven. If they are playing it safe, it might just mean that they're dodging the fan service trap to focus on substance. Another worry is about the player base getting squeezed. Gacha
wuwa is not dodging the fan service thing. They have so much fan service. That is a wild take.
games live or die with their crowds. And let's be honest, a ton of these players are teenagers sneaking polls with their parents' money. A 16+ rating could lock them out, or at least make parents raise an eyebrow at the App Store. That is not just a feels problem, it is a business one. Maybe 15 to 30% of the audience could dip if the younger players can't join in. And that is not pocket change when you're up against giants keeping their 12+ rating gates wide open. But here's the pushback. Gacha fans aren't just kids. Whoa, mind-blowing. And the genre is glowing up with its players. I mean, look at games like
Glowing up? Do you mean growing up?
I don't know, Arknights. Its darker tone and higher stakes pull in an older crowd without alienating the core. Wuthering Waves could tap into
I hate my life. I hate my life.
story and vibes, not just shiny JPGs. Plus, there is plenty of teens still play mature games by slipping past the App Store checks. I mean, sorry, right, parents out there? 16+ just means my little brother lies about his age again. Kuro is probably banking on that, and honestly, they might not lose as much as we think. These worries aren't baseless. They are scars from a genre that has burned us before. But I'm not ready to call game over on Wuthering Waves' potential. The 16+ rating could be less about dodging censors and more about chasing a vision that has got some actual weight. Kuro's got a chance to swing big here, and I'm actually betting they know the stakes are higher. But let's tie it all together, right? Here we are at the end of this wild ride through Wuthering Waves' big drama. What have we learned? Gacha games are a mess of contradictions. Nobody blinks at a mechanic that could empty your bank account, but tweak one outfit, bump the rating up to 16+, and suddenly it is pitchfork o'clock.
Yes, because how dare you remove Cantarella's pee-pee flaps? How dare you remove her pussy flaps? I don't know about you guys. No, I need to see the coochie marks. Getting rid of the coochie marks is like getting rid of part of my soul. Cannot be dealt with. Absolutely zero. Cannot be dealt with. Why would we? No. Do not stand for that, Kuro. You do it. I am against censorship. All forms of censorship. Give me back the flaps. How could you?
War! War! Yet buried under the shouting, there is a spark of something exciting. This change could nudge Wuthering Waves towards stories that don't just dazzle us with shiny PNGs, but actually take risks. Something like Limbus Company's Brutal Stakes. Not another round of buy this peach skin. Or maybe we can use a Changli peach skin, let's be honest here. The real question isn't whether Kuro is censoring their soul away, it is whether we as players are ready for gacha games to grow up and give us narratives that hit like an Asian parent when you get a B+ at math. I am curious about what you all think though. Should games like Wuthering Waves stick to the safe 12+ formulas that keep everyone happy and the cash flowing, or should they take a chance on their darker, more mature stories that might not please the crowd but could leave us talking for years? Drop your thoughts in the comments, but for now, that is all from me, Glaivekiyo, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!
Oops, I meant to click that. I didn't mean to click Linus Tech Tips. Oh my god. This is a better video that he's been making as of late. This is a W. Appreciate you, Glaive. One of my favorite human beings on planet Earth. GG, congrats, good video, great, loved it. Make sure you go subscribe to Glaive. Give him all the love and support. I love that dude. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm live every single day on Twitch with TV Cabinetz. Clips channel in the description. If you want more of me, if you want more of fun stuff, more variety, it's there. Go check it out. It's very, very cool. I appreciate y'all. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see y'all the next time. Peace.